will not be silenced. The show that allows people to be seen, to be heard, and to be human. I'm your host, Melissa Woodfork White. In today's episode, we will talk about the journalist's journey with Tyrik Wynn. Sharing our stories allows us to encourage, inspire, motivate, uplift, and help people. There will be a special surprise at the end of the show. Be sure to listen all the way through for the details. Our returning special guest today is Tyrik Wynn. He is a national radio news anchor at iHeart Media, where he anchors news in Georgia, South Carolina, and Virginia. He is a graduate of Georgia State University, the author of 2 books, Green is the New Thing, Money Management for Kids, and How to Create Your Own TV Talk Show. When Tyrik graduated, he became a national television journalist on the hit television show Fatal Attraction on TV One. He is the owner and CEO of Wynn Productions LLC, a local family-owned video productions company in the metro Atlanta, Georgia area. And he hosts multiple shows, including Tyrik on the Move, where he has interviewed tons of well-known celebrities. He also hosts, please forgive me, you've done a lot at such a young age. He also hosts the Sugar Tooth Show, where he travels to various dessert eateries, tries top desserts on the menu, and gives his take on them. Tyrik currently has a show airing on local television in Atlanta called What's Your Business? He is also a real estate investor who bought his first investment property at the age of 21. Tyrik is going to share with us about the journalistic journey. Hi, Tyrik. Welcome back to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
That was fantastic. I am happy to be back. Happy to be back with you. Always a good time. Always a great conversation. So
thank you.
Happy to do this.
Oh my gosh. I want to encourage our viewers to watch our first episode of our first season, and they'll understand how I just got tongue twisted with all of your accomplishments at such a young age. So with that being, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Kudos
I
to
appreciate
you
it.
and all of your hard work and your passion and your endeavor.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Let's go ahead and jump right into our first question.
Okay.
How did you become a journalist? Tell us your story.
Yeah, it was actually a long story. So it all started when I was 14 years old, and like you read in the bio, I wrote my first book, Green is the Thing, Money Management for Kids, right? So that had a lot to do with it. So when I wrote that book, I was invited to do all these interviews on live TV, podcasts like this, radio shows and stuff. And so that's when I kind of got a little taste of that media stuff, when I was actually able to be on set of some of this stuff, because that's something I had never experienced. And so I was able to go to news stations and, be on TV sets, go to radio stations and actually see what this stuff is like. And then there's also a combination of things. My mom and aunt, they had just started a radio show at the time. And so I got a taste of what it was like to be around celebrities and what it was like to be on red carpets and stuff. I was like, okay, I like this life. Like this life kind of like it's good. It's good. So I was like, maybe I could do something like that, because I've always wanted to be on TV. So I tried the acting route. Acting route really didn't go too well. There was a company at one time that tried, how like these what do you call them? Companies or casting companies and agencies and stuff that try to get over on you and stuff. And I really wasn't.
But
really
you were in a movie.
Yeah, I did.
I remembered.
Yeah, I eventually did go on to do a movie, and I'll probably talk about that a little bit too. But yeah, so I got a taste of all this stuff, and then I started studying my craft, started watching the news daily, and so I started watching, got some of my favorite journalists and stuff to be my mentors and stuff, and I asked them, sent them emails and stuff, and there was at one point, I got to give a shout out to her. Her name is Nicole Carr. She used to be a TV reporter on WSB here in Atlanta. And one day I seen her. She was at the Clayton County Courthouse. Clayton County always got something going on. So not the courthouse, but the police station or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She was out there doing a story and stuff. And so she just let me just come and sit in her news truck and just watch her, do her thing. And so it's just people like that who have really just helped progress the journey and stuff, and really helped me get a really good idea of what I was going to be stepping into, what I'm doing and stuff like that. And so then next thing you know, it's almost time to graduate from high school. So what I did was, and those of y'all who are getting ready to go to college, this is a key thing. So definitely listen to this. But when you get ready to go to college, what you want to do is first you want to figure out what you want to do. That's the first thing you want to figure out. Then once you figure out what you want to do, you need to figure out what major correlates with what you want to do. Yeah. Then once you figure out that major, you need to figure out what are some good schools that have a really good program that's specific to that major. That's how you pick out your college list. And so that's exactly what I did. And Georgia State was one of my top 5, and I got accepted to Georgia State. So I was very excited about that. And that's when I joined the school news station. I also had a chance to be part of the newspaper and all that stuff. And that's when I was able to learn how to do stories, how to create packages, how to do interviews, on-camera presence, how to edit, learn all of this stuff that goes into the business. And once I learned all that, I was able to then create my own production company. I could start making some money on the side, using my craft and all that stuff. And so that's how Wynn Productions was born, based on me learning those tools at Georgia State University. I was able to take those
before
tools.
We jump into Wynn Productions.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's stay with the journey.
Oh, yeah. The journey. My bad. So the journey, continuing with that and stuff. And so then after I joined, it was called Panther Report News. So I was on Panther Report News, and it was like 3 weeks in, and they had promoted me to anchor and stuff, because I was just a reporter doing stories and stuff. Then they let me sit at the anchor desk. They told me I did a really good job, and so they just let me continue to anchor. And I probably, out of all the years I was there, I probably anchored about 70 to 80% of the shows that we did. And we did these shows weekly. And so I was sitting at the anchor desk and all that stuff. And I had some amazing opportunities there. Like while I was in school, I had a chance to interview people like Stacey Abrams, who was running for governor at the time. And so those are just some of the experiences that I was able to get. And then I joined this organization called NABJ. Those of y'all who don't know, NABJ is the National Association of Black Journalists, right? Mm-hmm. Being a part of that community has been so great, meant so much to me. And we actually had an affiliate chapter at the school. And so I went on to become president of that. And I was able to host different events, different panels, different talks and discussions and stuff, talking about journalism, and especially journalism amongst the Black community and stuff like that, and being a Black journalist and all that good stuff. And then I went on to graduate, and then I got a call from iHeart wanted me to come and be a news anchor for them. And so I gladly accepted that. Because that was part-time. So because it was part-time, it allowed me to do my business, and it allowed me to still, do iHeart and stuff. And then I was also able to go on and become a journalist on Fatal Attraction as well. So that's the journey for me to becoming a journalist. So it was a lot.
And you did a lot.
Thank you.
And so with that, there also comes challenges. Mm-hmm. Can you share with us, because you touched on it a little bit when you said that you were dabbing into acting, and mm-hmm. how that didn't pan out or work out the way because of the business. Mm-hmm. But can you tell us about the challenges that you have faced on because there are some, because I do mm-hmm. follow you on social media.
Yeah.
So I want you to share with my audience some of the mm-hmm. challenges that you've had to overcome on your journalist journey.
Yeah, definitely, guys, you asked that. So I will tell you one of the biggest challenges, right? It was quite devastating too. So when I was at Georgia State, I was a freshman. And so I had took this class, Intro into Mass Communications, right? I didn't get the grade that I was, I think I got like a C-, right? It's my first year in college, right?
Borderline D?
What'd you say?
Borderline D.
Yeah, borderline D, right? In a journalism class, like, am I even supposed to be doing this, right? So it was definitely some doubts there, some insecurities and stuff. And so that happened, right? I guess it was the way the class was set up, and it was just kind of, I guess I was trying to get used to how college is actually set up, being in a college class and stuff. This
Making
stuff
an
is all new.
adjustment.
Yeah, yeah. This stuff is all new to me, right? And so I got that grade, right? And when I got that grade, the school actually kicked me out of journalism. They told me I couldn't be a journalism major. They kicked me out. They actually, and to be honest with you, they actually kicked me out without notice. What I didn't notice until I went on my account, my school account, and my major was just blank. And I was like, I contacted my advisor. I
Undetermined?
was like,
Did it say undetermined?
yeah, undetermined. Yeah,
Because
yeah,
that's the
yeah,
term that they use when I went.
yeah,
I wasn't undetermined, but I saw other
yeah,
people who, and
yeah,
that's
yeah,
why I was wondering, is it still undetermined?
yeah. Yeah, and so I'm like, I know good and well that I had, picked this or whatever. And so I contacted my advisor, and my advisor told me what took place. And so when I found that out, um, I went up to the school. I'm begging and pleading, right? Look, I got to get back in this. I got to get back in this major. This is literally the reason I'm here. Like, if I'm not here, I'm gonna have to transfer schools and go somewhere else, right? And so it was. It even got to the point where my parents actually got involved. When you're in college, your parents
Because it's
don't
your
really.
first year. It's your first year.
Yeah, yeah, it's my first year, and so, but it's like when you're in college, it's like they don't really like. Of course, when you're in regular school, like high school, middle school, of course the parents get involved and stuff. But my parents actually did get involved, and so they went up there, and I think, and I really appreciate my parents because I think the school saw that I had parents that was actually heavily invested in my education, heavily invested in my future, and they played a big part in me getting back into journalism because what I had to do was I had to petition. They told me I had the option to petition to get back in it. So I had to, of course, I had my parents, and then I also had, I think they had me write an essay or something like that and fill out some paperwork. But I was eventually able to get back in, and they let me retake the class. And when I retook the class, got that A plus.
All right now. All right now.
Yeah.
So that is very interesting, Tyrik, because it's been a while since I've been in college. But they did not actually notify you. They just changed you, and then you had to go through all those steps. Had you not noticed that your journal changed, you probably would have been taking all these classes and not getting any credit towards a journalism degree.
Exactly. Didn't even know it until
So
I
did they
checked.
take any responsibility for that? That's my question. Not getting off track, but since you're sharing your journalistic journey, did you address the fact that did your parents address the fact that they never notified you, that you never would have known this, and about their lack of communication?
Yeah, that was one of the things we definitely talked about. We were like, I mean, I had a scholarship at the time, but even if I didn't, it's like, no, actually, I think that that first year because I was staying on campus, so I had to put a little money with it. But it's like, we're paying all this money, and us not knowing that I'm not in this, we're just wasting money at this time. Like it's not going towards anything. So that was one of the things that we did address. So I think that had a little bit that played a little bit into it too. But we definitely addressed that because listen, college is
Oh,
not cheap.
oh, I know. I know.
Yeah,
So let me
not
ask
cheap.
so let me ask you this. Since
Mhm.
you've graduated from Georgia State University with your degree, your bachelor's in journalism, what challenges did you face in that transition period? Because I have to touch on this. You did share some stories on social media before the iHeart radio came up.
Yeah.
So what were those challenges that you were faced with post graduating before iHeart Media?
Yeah, so with that, I put this thing out. We call it an anchor reporter reel, right?
Yes.
So you put
Yes.
your anchor reporter reel out, and when you put it out on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff, right? And so when you do that, you tell everybody, hey, looking for a position in these realms is what I'm looking to do. Here's some of my work, and when you put that out, a lot of hiring managers start seeing hiring managers, news directors, all this stuff. They start seeing this stuff. And so then they start reaching out to you saying, hey, we want you at our station. Do you want to do an interview with us and stuff like that? So what I did between the transition period I believe it was between March and June, I was March or May, June, somewhere up in there is like when I
Hmm.
stopped doing it. But between those times, I was doing a lot of interviews at these news stations and stuff like that. And so they wanted me at their television station as a reporter, anchor, assistant news director, all this good stuff, right? And so when I did these interviews, it was quite shocking the what they wanted to pay me, right? And
I was
so
waiting for you. I was waiting for you to talk about that because right
yeah,
there, go ahead.
yeah, what they were wanting to pay me. And I mean the offers that I got were just alarming, right?
Mhm.
Alarming in a bad.
So
And
give our audience an idea. Was it
mhm,
livable or not livable?
I don't think it was. And I can give you some of the numbers. What I was getting offered was a range between like 23,000 a year
Not
to about
livable.
32 32,000 a year.
Not livable.
Yeah, especially this day and time. Hey, it's like everything is
Yes.
going up and stuff. I will say the highest offer I got, I did get a $50,000 offer.
Hmm.
That was the highest I had got.
Even with
Um,
your experience, even with owning your business, even with all the credits underneath your belt, not
yeah,
just in college, but with your business, that was
mhm.
still the highest offer that you got because I'm a little like, you see my face?
Yeah. So, and it was, yeah, it was crazy, and so I was just so shocked that they were actually offering me this, right? Because I'm saying, okay, one, because you gotta look at this, right? They're offering me this, right? But those of y'all who may not really know about how journalism works, right? So when you first go to a news station, 9 times out of 10, you'll probably start out as what they call an MMJ. MMJ is a multimedia journalist. When
Mm-hmm.
you're a multimedia journalist, you're doing five people's jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're one person. You're
For
you're
23,000 a year.
yeah, you're going on air, right? You're shooting the story,
Mm-hmm.
you're editing, you're doing the interviews, you're producing the story, right? All this stuff you're doing, and you're only making this. That is crazy. So, and because that's how they have you start out, because they want to see that you can report on stories before you get to the anchor desk. But
You've
sometimes,
already done
depending,
that.
yeah,
But you've already done that. It wasn't like you hadn't already done that. You've done that multiple times over,
hmm,
not just in college, but also for Wynn Productions LLC. So you had
exactly.
all of this underneath your credit, and they were still treating you as if you were a first year.
Pretty much. Yeah. And so I was just I didn't really like it. And so I said this isn't gonna work, right? So what I did was I prayed about it. And one thing the Lord told me is just to have some patience, right? Have some patience with this thing. He said the
Patience is
right
a
thing is gonna
virtue.
come along, it's gonna be perfect, and it's going to align with what you want to do. And I had a lot of people trying to take me away from Atlanta too. A lot of people wanted me to a lot of these news stations were from out of
Mm-hmm.
state and stuff, wanted me to
Yes.
move and stuff. And the main reason I didn't want to move is because I already had so much built here, and I didn't want to leave my company.
Mm-hmm.
That was because of course, I had my parents and that they had
You have
agreed to
a full
running and
staff.
stuff like
My
that.
audience needs to know that you have a full staff. You're not a one man show.
I did eventually end up hiring some staff and stuff like that. And then my parents are part owners too, so
Mm-hmm.
they were gonna take over if I did end up leaving and stuff, but I didn't want to leave. And so I just became patient. And then that's when an offer from this production company that films Fatal Attraction, they gave me an offer to do Fatal Attraction on TV1. For those of y'all who don't know, that's a true crime show, love gone wrong, murder, gruesome. Probably don't want to talk too much about that, but if you do want to check out the show, you can check it out. It comes on Mondays on TV1 Monday nights, and so I got that offer. And then eventually it was in October, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
had graduated in May, and then
Right?
October came back to that patience thing. I was patient, right?
Yes.
And so then October came, and that's when I got an email. I was actually on the beach in Hawaii, relaxing. And I had got an email from the news director at iHeart Radio asking me if I wanted to come and anchor for iHeart Radio. They had a part-time position open. He told me what the hours were, how it was all going to work. I said, I'm in. I'm on my way. I said, do I need to come back to Atlanta early? Because I will. I was ready to end the
I
trip.
know.
But he said, no, no. He was like, no, you're good. Enjoy yourself. We do the interview when you get back. And so I went in and did that interview. And then he had contacted me 2 weeks later and said, it's yours. You got it. It's yours if you want it. I said, yes, I want it. So I gladly accepted. And the journey at iHeart has been fantastic. It's been amazing. I work
I
with some
I've seen,
amazing,
and
amazing people.
you are doing a fabulous job for
Thank you.
them. And so I see great things coming on top of great things for you, man. And I
I
can see
appreciate
that you're already excited to talk about Wynn Productions LLC. So let's just go ahead
it.
and do it. How
Yeah.
does your business, Wynn Productions LLC, help people to become journalists or just to live out their business, to live out their dreams doing media?
hmm Yeah, so Win Productions LLC, I started that company in 2018. We actually just came up just past our 5 year anniversary. So 5 years of
Congratulations.
business. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's definitely it's been a journey for sure. Being a new business owner and stuff. And the great thing about it is I had my parents to guide me because my parents have done several businesses
Yes.
before. And so they already knew the obstacles I was gonna run into. And so I had them helping me out navigate these obstacles and navigate being a business owner and stuff because it's not easy. It's not all this cracked up to be. You're gonna have challenges, you're gonna have roadblocks, obstacles, all this stuff. But
Mhm.
the great thing was I was able to persevere and get over these things and
Yes.
stuff. So I definitely appreciate their guidance and helping me. But what we do at Win Productions LLC, we specialize in video production, so professional videography services ranging from television commercials, television shows, podcasting, which is really big, growing. I mean, you're doing a podcast right now. Podcasting is growing, so we're definitely tapped into that industry. Vid filming, customer testimony videos, drone and aerial filming, all that good stuff. And then we recently opened up a studio in Fayetteville, Georgia. So recently opened up the studio, and in the studio we got podcast suites, a classroom area, a green screen area, all that good stuff. And so people have the option, people can come and rent out the space. They
Mhm.
want to film, create some content and all that stuff because it's a content creation studio. So you can film all kinds of content in there. So we have that available. People can head over to our website to check all that stuff out, which I'll give all that information at the end. But people can go online, people can book the space. They can also give us a call as well, 754-225-2805. And I'll talk a little bit more about that contact information at the end too. But people, then of course they can also go on there, check out the pictures, our social media and stuff. You can see all the pictures in the studio, figure out what rooms you might be interested in booking and all that stuff. But the way we help other people is we primarily service business owners. Of course, we film television commercials and stuff. So as a business owner, you want a video for your business, right? You
Right.
want that video essence, that video marketing, right? Because if you realize when you post on social media, videos and reels get a lot more traction than pictures, right?
Yes.
Videos is so important. A little statistic: there is over 1 billion hours of video watched daily, daily. So it just goes to show you everybody is looking at videos, whether that be on TV, social media, Instagram, YouTube, whatever the case may be. Everybody's looking at videos, right? And I bet you, and I want everybody to think about just think about how many videos you watch daily on average, right? Like, because if you're just scrolling on social media,
You're seeing videos.
videos all day long, right? So
That
it,
is
it
so
just goes,
true.
yeah, it just goes to show you how important video is. So you really need video in your business.
And I'll be honest
It'll
with
help
you,
your business
Tyrik.
thrive.
I'm glad that you gave us those statistics
Yeah,
because those statistics also show that people are most prone to watch your video than to read your post.
exactly. Yeah, because everybody ain't got time to read. Let's just be honest.
Exactly. And not only that, good videos give you the information within the first 30 seconds.
Yep.
Because
That's what you
I'm
gotta
just going to
catch it.
be honest with you, as a consumer and a business owner myself, you got to be straight to the point when you're trying to hook in new clients and customers, and they
Yep.
shouldn't have to wait to the end of 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minutes, 5 minutes to get to your
Mm-hmm.
pitch.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah, gotta hook them in right then and there because you
Mhm.
gotta realize, as humans, our attention span is very short. You got a couple of seconds to catch us. We ain't caught. We moving on to the next thing.
Yes.
You know, just
If
being
you
real.
don't mind, Tyrik, can you share with us some of the commercials and work that you have done at Wynn Productions LLC since you've opened up the studio?
Sure. Yeah. I will say we had a great opportunity to work with some amazing people. We've had the opportunity of working with a State Farm agency. You guys know State Farm, big company
Yes.
insurance. State Farm, working with them is fantastic. So we had a chance to do a couple of videos for them. Also we've even shot, I remember, I will say that this is probably one of the most exciting things, but I had a chance to shoot, actually shot this personally myself. I had a chance to shoot President Biden get off the airplane. I mean, you know,
I remember.
yeah.
Yes.
So it's just different stuff like that, and that was and you know that was just something fun and different to do. So, but we've had a chance to work with all types of different people, people locally, and then also out of state as well. Like I remember one time the we did the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That was in Ohio. We
Hmm.
Canton, Ohio. By the way, if you're an NFL fan, definitely check that out. But yeah, that was, we had a chance to go to like the different events, get all that filming and stuff. And man, Super Bowl as well. When Super Bowl was here in Atlanta, then we were able to get a lot of opportunities out of that, a lot of networking, a lot of filming time, and all that good stuff. And just a lot of great things have come out of Wynn Productions, and we've had a chance to work with martial arts people, tax companies and stuff. We usually get those around this time of year. Though those are
Of
probably some
course,
of our
it's
top,
tax season.
top clients. The tax people, you know, want to get people in their doors and stuff to
Mm.
file their taxes and all that good stuff. So we've had a chance to work with some amazing individuals. We love our clients here, and one thing about us at Wynn Productions, we create an experience.
Yes.
We delight the client. We don't just give you your video and that's it, right? You know, we talk to you, we treat you like family. We even, like, I know some clients, we've even, after we've done business with them, we'll take time, we'll send them an edible arrangement just to thank them for their business and stuff like that. And so we really just find ways to delight the client, make it a great experience. And then at the studio, we always make it our business to have snacks and water for people when they come in.
Hmm.
People get hungry, right? You know, so you get hungry when you're working and stuff like that. And so just those little things, really, just to delight the client and let them know that when you come to Wynn Productions, you're getting an experience. We're not just doing business. We're creating an experience for you. We're
Yes.
treating you like family. We love our clients, you know. So
That is wonderful. Now, one of the things that you haven't shared is that
mhm,
you are one of, if not the youngest, to open a studio in
mhm.
Fayetteville County. Is that correct?
So I did a lot of research, right? And I think if I'm not mistaken, I want to say youngest studio owner in Georgia, because I've done
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I've
Okay.
done some research, and so I've looked at a lot of studios trying to see how old people were when they started. So
Mhm.
as far as I know, I'm the youngest.
All right. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So tell us, Tyrik, how does sharing your story today help others? You did touch on it a little bit, but we want you to share about your current and future plans for Wynn Productions LLC. And we also want you to share about your new clothing line, the
Mhm.
Tyrik Wynn collection. And I see you have, is that from your clothing line that you're wearing?
Well, yeah, we actually did make this, but it's personalized specifically for
For your
me. Like nobody
business.
else could
I
order it.
got you.
But
So,
the collection did make it.
okay, got you. Go ahead and share with us about it.
Yeah. So yeah, I will say this. One thing I want people to take away is I definitely want people to learn to step out on faith, right? A lot of people out there, I know a lot of people listening are sleeping on an idea.
Mm.
Stop sleeping and wake up. Go ahead and start that business. Go ahead
Mhm.
and write that book you've always wanted to write. Go ahead and come up with that, do that podcast you always wanted to start.
Yes.
You know, just various stuff like that. I want people to stop sleeping and wake up,
Mhm.
step out on faith and just do it. We always are coming up with excuses on why we can't do something. Like I can say, for example, like a lot of people I run into, because like we film a lot of podcasts and stuff. A lot of people that we run into always say, "Oh, I don't have the right necessary equipment. I can't start my podcast. I don't have a logo. I don't have a name."
Mhm.
Do it anyway. I know a guy who started a podcast. He didn't have a name. He didn't have a logo. He just started talking. Like, just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then eventually it'll just come to you, right? And
Mhm.
so it's just various things like that. You don't need to always have all the answers up front. Just go ahead and start. And I can say when I did my company and all this stuff, we didn't have the answers all up front. There was a whole bunch of stuff I didn't know, but I learned along the way.
Right. And
And
that
that
is
just goes,
okay.
yeah, yeah. And it's okay because the first stuff that you put out is not going to be good. It's not going to be good. You're going to have some issues. You're going to have some errors. Like,
Mhm.
if you want to go back and look at my first YouTube videos, they were horrible. Like, they were
You say
awful.
they
The
were
audio,
horrible. I would say that
yeah,
you can see the difference between when you first started and now that you
yeah.
become a professional at doing it. That's how I
Thank
put
you.
it.
Thank
But
you.
yeah,
I appreciate that. But yeah, the audio wasn't there. Camera quality wasn't that good and stuff. But you can see my progression along the way and stuff.
yes.
But I
And that's the
but I
most
just went
important
ahead.
thing to use to
Yeah,
you
just
saying
went ahead and
just
started.
do it. So
Yeah, for
Tyrik,
sure.
we're gonna have to wrap up for our show this episode.
Mhm.
I will leave your information website and your contact information with the show so that people can reach out and contact you. He does work out of state, so it's not just for the Georgia state or people in Georgia, which is great. So Tyrik, thank you so much for coming
Thank
back
you.
and being on our show and dropping those gems of your journalistic journey and also sharing with us the success of Wynn Productions LLC. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. And hey, good luck to the viewers out there. Go ahead and get started.
All right. Next week, we'll continue to discuss and have conversations about real experiences, personal and professional. Stories that need to be shared, seen, and heard that makes us human. The truth will not be silenced. To be seen, to be heard, to be human. The surprise. If you like and leave a positive comment about this show, you'll get a shout out. This includes businesses, products, services, organizations, and events. Following the link in the show notes lets Buzzsprout know we sent you and help support our show. Buzzsprout is the best way to launch a professional podcast. Want to ask a question, be a guest, or subscribe to this podcast, The Truth Will Not Be Silenced? Click on the show link. Thank you for joining us.